Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded the last couple of weeks, but I'm back, I'm raring to go, and I'm really happy with what I made for today's video. A couple of weeks ago I decorated a bottle that I got from a charity shop, and I made it really ornate, and I wanted to create some decorations to go in a floral display in my bathroom that kind of matched them. So that's what today's video is going to be. I made 3 of them and I absolutely love how they turned out. They did take quite a while to make, but I will show you exactly how I did them and I hope you enjoy. So let's get into today's video. So for the base of my decorations, I'm going to be using some of the plastic fill your own baubles from Poundland, and I used all 3. I also used some of the beaded chain, and this is from B&M's, and it was 15 meters. It was originally £2.50, but I picked it up in the sale for 50p. And I'll also be using some wooden skewers, and these you can pick up in any local supermarket. I will be using a lot more stuff as well, but this is for the base. I started by removing the string, and then I'm going to glue the 2 halves together. I'm going to use some Yoo-hoo glue, and you're not going to see any of this, so it doesn't matter how messy it is, but I'm just going to put a decent amount at the top and some at the bottom as well, so that they are nice and secure when they're stuck together. Once they're dry, I'm going to add the wooden skewers. I'm going to use 4 for each of the decorations because there's going to be quite a lot of weight on the top. So I'm going to use 2 on the front, just using hot glue. Let them dry, and then I'm going to flip it over and put 2 on the back as well. Then to make it a little bit stronger, I'm going to separate the wooden skewers about halfway down. I'm going to add a decent amount of hot glue and then glue all 4 of the skewers together. So now that the base is made, I'm going to start to paint it. So I'm using some black acrylic paint. This is from B&M's and it's £2 for a tub or 3 for £5. I'm using a little bit of washing up sponge, and I'm going to cover the whole of the bauble in black acrylic paint. I'm using a sponge just because when you use a paintbrush, it just takes off more paint than you're putting on. I'm going to do 2 coats and let it dry, and that should be enough to cover the whole thing. So now that the baubles are dry, I can start to add the beaded chain. I'm going to start at the bottom where the wooden skewers are and work my way around up the sides and to the top of the bauble. I'm going to use hot glue to secure it in place. You won't see near where the skewers are once everything is completely decorated, so it doesn't matter how much glue you start off with. And I'm just going to take my time and work my way from bottom to top. Once I'm right at the top, I'm going to leave enough space for just 1 bead, cut off the excess, and then glue this in place. So now they're complete, I'm going to add some 1cm strips of fake leather. I bought a skirt from a charity shop and used most of it when I did my steampunk balloon in September, and I had some bits left over, so I'm going to use it for these. So I've done 3 for each, so 9 in total, and I'm going to glue these in place. I'm not going to add glue all the way down the strip of the leather. I'm just going to put some at the base where the wooden skewers are, a bit at the top, and then some on the other side as well. And this is so I can just move them if they're not in the right place. So now that the strips are in place, I'm going to start to work on the stem, and I'm going to leave 4 inches at the end, and I'm going to paint this black. And this is just so it's easier to put in Oasis, because I'm going to cover the rest in wool. And if I'd have used wool all the way down, it would have been a bit difficult to push it into the Oasis. So I'm just going to start by popping my wool at the top with a bit of hot glue. This wool's from B&M's, it's £2.99 and it's gold and sparkly. And then I'm just going to wrap that around until I get to 4 inches from the bottom. And then I'm going to paint the ends in black acrylic paint, and then we can start to decorate the rest of the stem. So the wool is in place, and now I'm going to do some beading. I'm just using normal standard sewing cotton and a thin needle, and these beads are from an old necklace, and I'm just going to use black beads for this against the gold wool. I'm going to do 6 lengths in total. I need 2 for each of the stems, and they're a little bit longer than the actual stem length, and this is because I'm going to be wrapping them around. So I'm just going to thread the beads on, and then we can attach them to the stems. Now that I have my bead lengths, I'm going to start at the back and add some glue. I'm going to put 2 of the lengths of beads in place, and then I'm going to start to wrap these around in a cross pattern. So they'll cross at the front and the back as well, and I'm just going to secure them in place with a little bit of hot glue every time they cross the stem. So now that the beading is in place, I'm going to add some gold gems, and these are from Home Bargains, and I'm going to use the smallest ones, and I'm just going to pop one in between each of the crosses down the front of the stem. So now the gems are in place, I'm going to add some detail to the black leather, and I'm using this tile tape. This is from AliExpress and I paid a couple of pounds including postage for it, and it's what I had left over when I did my bathroom tiles a couple of weeks ago in one of my videos. I'm just measuring it to length, and then I'm going to cut it in half as well because it's a little bit too thick as is. It is self-adhesive, so I am going to use that to glue it to the leather, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of Yoo-hoo glue at the end near the stem just to keep it nice and secure in place. So once the gold is in place, I've decided I'm going to add some to the stem as well, and I'm going to add a little bit everywhere the black beads cross on the front. So I'm just going to roughly guess what size it needs to be, cut it off, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the front and then glue it around the back as well. And I'm going to do this everywhere the beads cross on all 3 decorations. So now I'm going to add some of these clear gems from Poundland. I think you get 35 in a pack. I need 39, and they have holes at the bottom, which is fantastic because it means I can pop them on cocktail sticks so I can spray paint them. So I've got my 39 all ready to go outside, and I've got my gold spray paint, which is from my local DIY shop. I pay £1.99 for it. It dries instantly. So I'm going to pop outside, spray paint them, and then I can start to attach them to the decorations. So I'm going to attach these to the beaded sections in between the leather strips, and I'm going to start at the front and work my way round. So once they're attached to the stem, I'm going to do the same at the top of the decoration. Also, there will be gaps in between them, which is fine because I'm going to be putting something in between the gaps. So I'm just going to do exactly the same at the top. And because the gold looks a little bit too new for me, I'm going to do a little bit of dry brushing with some black acrylic paint. I'm just taking off the excess of the paintbrush and then just lightly brushing over the gems. I'm going to do the same for the top and the bottom, using my finger if I end up putting too much black on it, just to smudge it out a little bit, and then I'm going to let them dry. So I've moved the camera up because I need the decorations stood up at the moment while I add some black feathers, and I'm going to add a black feather in between each of the gems. These are from AliExpress, again a couple of pounds including postage. I'm just using some hot glue to attach them, and once I've got them all in place I can then start to glue them exactly how I want them on the decoration. Once all the feathers are in place around the outside, I'm going to add a few feathers to the top in a fan shape. And then to finish off, I'm just going to add one of the gold gems at the front, in the center, at the top, and then they're finished. And here they are, and I absolutely love them, and I think they're going to look stunning in my flower arrangement that I'm going to be doing for behind the back of the bathroom door. Unfortunately, I can't do the arrangement yet because I bought 2 vases. I only needed one, but I bought 2 matching vases from the charity shop, and if you've seen my videos before, you know I paid £5.99 for them, and they turned out to be worth £325 each. So I don't want to spray paint one of them, so I need to get a new vase. So until the charity shop's open, I can't do the arrangement, but I can make a few more bits that I want to go in it, which I'll do in the next couple of weeks. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. I hope it's giving you some ideas. You don't have to do them in these colours. You can do them in any colour that you want. I just did them in black and gold because it matches my bathroom. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out, and I hope you are too. I will be back on Thursday with a haul video. I have been shopping, and I'll explain more why I've been shopping when I do the haul video on Thursday. So I'll be able to sit down and talk to you then. So till then, take care. Hope you have a good couple of days, and I'll be back on Thursday. Bye for now.